Guardian, we've picked up a high-gain transmission. Origin point is somewhere along the coast, near the Cosmodrome.
All right, folks, let's go ahead and dive in to the episode 54 of the Cosmodrome Radio podcast. Welcome, everybody. Welcome. We're glad you're here. How you doing? Hope you're having a great day. We are back, people. We are back. Don't forget that you can follow this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all those great places, iHeartRadio, wherever you listen to a podcast. You can holla at us. So make sure that you are. We are live on Twitch, on TikTok, on Kick right now. Make sure you come hang out with us. We're doing the show. We talk about Destiny every Saturday, so make sure you come hang out with us. And we are going to go ahead and dive into stuff. Make sure if you can't find the show for some reason, super easy. Just go check out cosmodromeradio.com. Easiest way to find us. No, there ain't no issues. There ain't no bullshit. Just pull up cosmodromeradio.com and you can find us, no issues. And then if you want to support the show, you can go over to shop.cosmodromeradio.com, be able to mess with the merch. It's great stuff there for you. Go ahead and check that out, and then we'll be good to go. All right, my name is Jay Paracosal. As y'all know, we do things live every day on this show. Then we got to my right. Oh no, everyone's to my right now. Like I got right over here. Well, like because how this works? Because on my left monitor, like Cage's to my right, to my left, but he's on my right everywhere else. So it's weird. So to my right, we have the man, the spicy wiener man himself. Cajun finally got through Final Fantasy. How you doing, buddy?
Nope, I am not done yet.
He did.
I'm only 60 hours in.
Ooh.
And seeing as people are hitting 80 plus up, like
damn.
Josh Kralinski, sorry, did I say that right? Kalinski, sorry, senior game designer for Bungie and Destiny 2. He finished it today and he clocked in 103 hours.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. So, and he's saying front runner game of the year 2024. So
for only part 2 of Final Fantasy.
That's huge. That's bold.
That's wild. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But
so
how are you, sir?
But I'm doing good. Freaking, I've been trying to balance, getting that done. At the same time, trying to do some Destiny 2 stuff and. Mildly getting aggravated at Bungie for their knee-jerk reactions.
Well, we gonna talk about that because I'm
gonna talk about it. It's gonna be concerning Guardian games, and
we gonna dive into it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
All right. Then to the far end of me, but below me on mobile, we have the man, the legend, finally broke away from Baldur's Gate to come back to us for a little bit. Mr. Diva, how you doing?
I'm okay. Look at me. I'm actually playing Destiny today again. Look, hey, let's have a good time. I got to come back here and snag the win.
For a minute.
I had to snag the win for my hunters. You know how we do it.
Nah, man, it's rigged. It's rigged, man. I'm telling you,
it is because apparently Bungie don't want to help.
Fixed. It's bullshit.
I agree.
It's rigged. It's rigged. All right, and then we have our special guest, PvP connoisseur of the podcast clan, man who apparently went flawless 3 times yesterday, didn't know how to stop like a crackhead, helped me get my flawless yesterday, thank God. Mr. Jolly over here on his own Twitch channel hanging out with us. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Glad to be back in Transmit. Hopefully I can help out some people get their first flawlesses, but yeah, man. Yeah. Just spending the weekend torturing myself. That's what's going on.
All right. You want to let the people know where they can find you at and whatnot?
If you guys want to check me out, I stream Jolly, Jol, Jolly. I do giveaways all the time, and we're actually giving away a Final Shape copy over on my stream. If you guys just want to check out, it's going to be at the end of next month is March or April? April. We're giving away a copy of Final Shape at April.
Hell yeah. All right, cool. Well, let's go ahead and dive into the nonsense here, because apparently some people have some spicy takes for the people, and I'm excited to hear this. So Guardian game started last Tuesday. And like the hunters out here trying to like use their superior numbers because everybody wants to run around and be a hunter. But also there's just some things that some people don't understand about the game. So one thing that I want to touch on before I let Cajun rant about is people who don't understand how this works. Is that during the day there is specific playlist activities that are the highlighted activity, and whoever gets the highest score in that highlighted activity for that time frame are the ones who win that round. As in, like, they have and then whoever has the highest score in the highlighted activity of the day, they are the ones who win the day on top of the medals deposited. And I don't think a lot of people understood that because Bungie didn't really understand, like, explain anything. And on top of that, you have casuals who don't even read the TWID. So a lot of people are running around like chickens with their head cut off trying to play Guardian games, and it's not as streamlined as previous events. They put a lot more math into it, but at the same time, the math ain't mathin', and people are frustrated by it.
You know how many Guardians go into these things without the class item either? So they're doing all these activities and they're not even wearing the class specific thing you need to give medallions.
That's one thing I want to highlight.
I do that all the time.
Like the amount of people who, well, please make sure, like, for the rest of Guardian games, if you haven't changed your preset loadouts to have your Guardian games emblem, please do. But also, y'all know that ornaments exist, right?
Right.
If you don't want it to look like the weird ornate Guardian Games emblem, you can make your bath towel and your cloak look like your normal shit, right? Like y'all know that, right?
It's not that hard.
I don't think people understand that. But Cajun, you have some spicy takes for the people. I'm really concerned because you kind of hit me with this at the last minute, and I'm like, I want to know what you got to say for Bungie right here. What how you feeling, buddy?
Speak to the people.
So the first week we saw hunters, and resident hunter here. You know, yes, since Lightfall I've been an Omni player, but before that, since D2 launch, I have always been a hunter. So, of course, this Guardian Games, last year, I repped Titan because Lance Reddick. I think we can all agree that's why Titans won.
Yeah.
Okay.
We kind of cheated and made it for Lance. Like, even the hunters kind of agreed with us.
Right. Now, this year, it felt like everybody was more fair game, let's play ball.
Yeah.
And hunters came out swinging.
Big time.
Now, Bungie released the patch on Tuesday and then also stated, hey, we've made weight adjustments to the classes. So what ended up fucking happening? Now we see a completely swing shift. The pendulum swung so freaking hard, and now Titans are winning outright.
Do you want to know why? Because hunters had an unfair advantage in population.
Bro, it's like literally a 5%
at best.
advantage.
So at best, they were at 38%, and warlocks and Titans make up the rest. Now, I agree. There should be weight distribution based upon the population.
Right.
However, and this is where I'm going to say, Bungie, I'm going to give you the blueprint for next year's games.
Ooh, speak on it.
This is how you're going to fucking do it.
Ooh.
And let's see if you're smart enough to freaking implement this. This is someone who's played MMOs long enough to say, hey, you've got the capabilities to doing this, so let's go. Guardian Games. Guardian Games 2025. This is how it should do it. At the start of the Guardian Games, when you go to log into your account, you have to select one class that you are going to represent on your account. Now it's per account, not by the actual, like, how many people have hunters, how many people have Titans, etc. You select who you're representing to where no matter what class you play, you represent and turn in medals for that class. Now, some people are probably going to say, oh, but wait, what if I want to change that later on? Okay, every reset, you get one opportunity. But when you change, your distribution is going to have less of an impact, meaning it's going to go down a percentage. Versus if you stay with that class. Now let's even the playing field even more. I like what they did with the focusing. Okay. But let's take it another level. So the focusing usually lasts for 4 hours. Okay. Bungie, this is how you ensure that you don't have last minute, everybody's dunking medals at the last fucking second. Every hour, one class receives extra bonus points for dunking in medals. So the first hour, and it's completely random. That's the beauty of it. Okay, so like the first hour, one of the 3 classes, let's say Titan is picked, you get the bonus points for the first hour. Okay. Second hour, Hunters receive bonus points. Third hour, Warlock. Fourth hour, no extra bonus points. It's all in. That's how you do it. That would ensure, and guess what? Because people select their accounts on what class they're going to represent, Bungie then says, okay, this is who's representing the classes. This is the population. Now we can bell curve it.
Okay.
So now not only do you have a baseline, we can adjust the strength of the turn-ins based upon population, but now we've got catch-up mechanics within the focusing events.
I like the idea.
I like it. I'm with that. I just wish there was something more engaging as far as content goes when it comes to Guardian games. Like, I want to feel like I'm spitting on Warlocks or...
but like, I got something to say about that.
Okay.
Here's the thing. I want you to armchair dev for a second.
Okay.
What do you do when you put an entire PvP mode in the game for class v class synergy? And you have what happened last year with Supremacy, where people complained nonstop about Supremacy and that Titans were overpowered, Hunters were overpowered, Warlocks
I remember
were overpowered,
that argument.
yada. And it got to the point where Bungie had to turn off the class-based Supremacy last year. Last year was because they had to turn it off because people were complaining. This year they had to turn it off because of netcode issues. But what do you do in Bungie's stance where you are literally trying everything you can to make this game diverse, make new game modes, have fun, but because people can't play a basic game of Kill Confirmed from Call of Duty against enemy classes? It's like, what do you do to innovate? What do you do to make Guardian games more exciting for people? Like, there was somebody in our clan last night who was like, I don't like Supremacy. And I'm like, why?
Yeah.
I love Supremacy. I love stomping on people's faces.
When they first introduced, because I like Supremacy as a whole, but when they first introduced Class v Class, because last year was the first year that they did Class v Class, and I was like begging that they would make a mode like that. And so when they finally implemented it into the game, I personally, I never sat there and like, man, I hope I don't get a Titan team, or I hope I didn't get a Warlock team, you know. But I think it comes down to like everyone's pretty biased, right? Because everyone wants their own class to win, and they're always, if they die to a shoulder charge, the moment they die to a shoulder charge, they're gonna be like, "That's broken." It's not broken.
Shoulder charge is literally the most
exactly
need of a rework thing of the game.
Exactly. I don't know if you can ever fix a community mentality, but I think as far as engaging content, maybe not maybe not Supremacy, maybe put like a capture the flag type game mode, you know, which I guess would bring its own issues, right? Because I mean, all classes have grapples and things along those lines. I think when you come down to it, I think you're always going to deal with like complaints from the community based off classes, but I think you can make the game mode fun enough to overhaul people's opinions on classes. I think that's where you draw the line, because I don't think they could ever make everyone happy. I don't think that's a realistic goal.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I feel like the issue with like a lot of people give Bungie a lot of shit when it comes to different things, and it's like there's only so much Bungie can do from a dev perspective when it comes to trying to fix the game, just on a basic level. Like, I see a lot of stuff that was gone into certain things recently, and I'm just like, y'all don't let Bungie breathe for 2 seconds. Like, y'all be on their dick more than like anything, and it's like they can't get 2 minutes to fix everything. Like, they buffed grenade launchers recently, and I'm over here loving it, and everyone's like, we need more change, and I'm like,
yeah,
huh? Like, y'all
we
can't
just
take
got
2
a whole
minutes
lot of change at once.
Right.
Well, and here's the thing: even when they implemented the change, Supremacy was still broke. Well, Supremacy had not updated to the normal control.
Right.
Like
that
how
was
the special.
weird. That was weird.
And everyone was, including me, right? Because I'm stubborn. I'm very stubborn. I've played the same way that I played forever since the game had started. And so I went into that game mode, and everyone's like, "Don't do that. You're just gonna be mad when they switch it eventually, because you're not gonna have special ammo every round." And so I think the community is really hard hit it, and like. I don't know if, like, in general, if everyone's realized how many meta shifts this game has had. Like, if you ever sit here and think about the amount of meta shifts that we've had from PvE to PvP, I think you would be lost for words.
Oh, but that was one thing that I remember I was watching the Firing Line podcast, and they talked about, I gotta remake Cajun's mobile version while I'm sitting here.
I see that. I see you keep disappearing.
I thought that Hercules talked about the Firing Line podcast this past week. He was like, "Hey, yo, like the amount of changes we've had to make to SMGs as of late because people were complaining SMGs were too dominant." And I'm like, they've had to like nerf SMGs one way or another 13 times in the past like year. And it was just like, wow. So they keep making changes, and everyone people are still upset.
Well, I think it's like, and just goes to show, and I don't know how you guys feel about the current sandbox. I didn't know if you guys wanted to talk about that right now.
We'll get to the sandbox after we get
on. Okay, I got you. But I agree with you. People do not like changing this game. The moment you take away their toy, it's game over.
100%. That's why I saw Tuesday.
But at the same time, this game's been changing since freaking like I shared with y'all a clip from like back in 2019.
Yeah.
All right. Freaking, I still got clips on my channels from back in 2019. And I was going through and I was looking at some of the freaking PvP. PvP is a completely different beast than what it is compared to back then. So for a lot of people to be complaining about change, Bungie's been changing this game.
And you just didn't realize it.
Exactly.
I mean, again, if we go through the metas, like we had a Lawrence meta, we had a Lord of Wolves meta.
Oh, don't remind me of Lawrence meta.
I mean, we've had the Threadlings meta, the SMG Cloud Strike, which I did enjoy. We had it's nonstop. Like, what are some other weird ones? Like we've had an abundance of metas. And we've had this auto rifle meta before. We had a Hardlight meta when Trials first came out. So it's when people are like, man, I don't like change. Do you realize every month you play this? Like, I don't think a lot of players who are veteran players realize how much the game has changed overall.
It's changed.
It's ever changing.
Way more than motherfuckers.
And sometimes change is good. Sometimes too much change is bad. So where is the happy medium?
Though I will say, Bungie cracks me the fuck up because they threw that whole fit where they were like, "Hey yo, we don't want to freaking what the hell? We don't want an auto rifle meta." And then what do? They make an auto rifle meta. And I'm like,
oh, man.
What do you?
You know what kills me about Bungie is that they panic and overcompensate for how they change things. Like Cajun was saying earlier about the Guardian games. Like legit, people came out and the Hunters came out swinging, and now Hunters are at the bottom of the barrel and Titans are at the top of the barrel because Bungie made a change.
Right.
And that's one thing that pissed me off. I ain't gonna lie. I was like,
you know what we haven't talked about here? How do you guys feel about the skateboards? The skateboards in the game.
Man, hoverboards are great.
That's my grievance right there.
Oh, okay. You got beef with hoverboards?
What's your beef with hoverboards? You don't like fun. You don't like
hoverboards. My beef with the hoverboards isn't the hoverboards themselves, but how Bungie implemented getting the hoverboards.
What you mean?
That's my
the process takes too long?
The fact that we literally have a way to actually get them now?
No.
What do you mean, bud? What do you mean?
Yeah.
Because Bungie does not understand how their player base plays this fucking game. And it pisses me off. Like, we know that players are always going to take... Players will always take the path of least resistance. Every time, twice on.
What's the path of least resistance, Diva?
The path of least resistance right now, and you're seeing it play out, in the Guardian Games rankings right now is to go and get the the class win for the active activity, because you're getting the most loot. You're getting 3 of them, and you get the hoverboard. That's what. Granted, if you're willing to wait a while, one day you can get your hoverboard in one day. If you just wait until the last minute to see what class is about to win, play one activity,
just
join in, get it, and then you get, because that's what I did. I ain't gonna hold you. But I was
just to get the standard gray one only takes, I think I spent 20 minutes, if that, and I got the gray one. Granted,
the problem is the gray one doesn't stay. That's what we're talking about. Is the fact that
it goes away. Oh, I don't even have the exotic one yet. Oh no.
That's what Diva's talking about. Is the fact that
I got you. I didn't know it went away. I don't read the TWAB. I didn't read the TWAB.
I keep telling you.
It says it in the quest form.
I didn't read. Who reads the terms and agreements?
That's how they get you, man. The devil's in the details.
That's how you end up as a human Sentai pad, man. I tell
this season goes away, we go into final shape, and I don't have the hoverboard no more.
You're gonna be sad.
But here's the thing, Diva. Here's the funniest part about it, Diva. All these motherfuckers are sweating to do the 10% thing. You know, they don't know how to. But hold on. I'm gonna blow your mind. Because I did it a few days ago. Everyone's like, hey, yo, you got to do the 10% Nightfall. You got to open packages. Do you want to know the controversial way to actually get the hoverboard done? Play the fucking game. All you have to do is get the high medallion score by playing the game, dunking medallions. Literally, I kid you not, 2 weekends of not even 1 weekend of trials. And then 3 days of supremacy from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday playing trials. I had the exotic hoverboard on the first Saturday before the podcast. And it's so sad because if you just play the game and grind your medals, you could have had this shit done last week. But everyone's like, oh, I gotta fucking panic and do 1% and 10% Nightfalls. I gotta do this. I'm like, motherfucker, if you just do this, you're done.
I could have had the hoverboard if I wore it. Because last weekend I played.
The one thing everyone's been not even thinking of, but the one thing that Grenader Jake's even been telling everybody is the fact that the fucking diamond medallion for trials is glitched. But still, after 2 weeks, where all you need to do is get wins in trials, and you can deposit double medallion, diamond medallions, triple diamond medallions, quadruples. I deposited 10 yesterday by just getting wins in trials, and people aren't paying attention.
I didn't wear my class item.
Herein lies the
I didn't wear my class item.
Herein lies the issue.
What's the issue? What's the issue, Dr. Diva?
A lot of people are looking at it from the perspective of, if you just play trials. A lot of players, I'm gonna be honest with you, a lot of players are turned off by trials.
Okay, they don't play trials.
Hear me out. Let me cook.
Gambit, brother.
Let's see.
Let me cook. So when you look at having to play trials, that is a lot of effort. For granted, it gets a lot of payoff, but that's a lot of effort, and people are like, I can bang out a 10% Nightfall because on face value it's just 10%, right? I just get a couple finishers. It's not that bad.
So here's the kicker. Here's the kicker with the 10% thing. Okay,
it gets harder.
If you do it at the beginning of the week, right after reset, the score is a lot lower. So that means you don't have to really worry about the freaking the yellow bars as much. Mm-hmm. But the key is, for everyone out there, the key is you need to get them low enough for finishing. You emote, then you finish.
No one knows about that.
That's and basically,
this is all the information.
And so here's the thing: is if it's a yellow bar, if it's a red bar, emote and finish.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the way it's got to go. So if you do that. And I think there's a couple other little tidbits of ways of getting extra points. As long as you do that, you're going to hit max score. But that's another thing, is that you can't speed run it. You've got to go as fast as possible, but you've got to make sure you kill. every single mob. So if there's a chance of a champion spawning,
you want it to spawn.
You want it to spawn. So that means when you get to boss, don't burn the boss. Because I think it was the Nessus one with freaking Atheon. No.
Chris, I told you can come up whatever you want. I want to hear it.
Basically, when you get it down to the bottom floor at the lake, don't burn the boss then. Because there's yellow bar Templars that will spawn.
Oh, yeah.
You can finish and get extra points. You can
but then I will throw a wrench in that though. There are some nightfalls like Navoda where you just can't get a high score. You can't even get above even 200,000, and Bungie doesn't think about that.
I'm gonna tell you right now. This is what you do.
Here's the thing.
Granted,
it's not a set score. It's the community score. That's what you're going against.
Okay.
Yeah. Exactly.
So
the more people that do it,
right,
the harder it's
so
gonna
that's
get.
why I'm saying at the beginning of the week it's easier to do because the score's low. Right. But as the week goes on and you get the people that know every single yellow bar, every single orange bar, where the spawn, where the ads spawn, when the champions are going to spawn, etc., they're going to push that score even further to where into the weekend the chance of getting the 10% is harder.
And it's impossible. Right. Because what would be considered the 10% at the beginning of the week is going to be like the 80 to like 70%. Yeah. Right. Like I did one and I got like platinum and it was 100% of the community score. I didn't even register. That's how
haven't done the nightfall yet.
But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you want to get that permanent like skateboard, and you want to get it, and you got like 5 kids, and you work 10 jobs, and you got a mistress to keep track of, and, you try to get some money. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is what you do. All you gotta do is play 3 activities, hours apart. What you do is you log in at the beginning of the day. It takes 1 day to do Path of Least Resistance, and this is exactly why the Guardian Games ratings have switched completely. You log on at the beginning of the day, at the start of the day, at reset, bam, you log on, and then you look at what class is winning the active activity for right now, which is most likely going to be the Titans. Right now, at first it was Hunters, but now it's Titans. You log in, you play whatever activity that is. You play it 1 time to register on that class, and then you come back in 4 hours and do 1 more activity to get the fucking activity drop. Turn that shit in. Boom. Come back in another 4 hours. Whatever class is winning, do that shit again. Turn in that activity. Bam, that's 2. You only need 1 more. So you log back in another 4 hours. That's 12 hours. That's half your day. Bam. Knocked out. Wash it off.
Man with the plan
come
over
back,
here.
Boom. Turn that shit in. 3rd time. Bam. You're done.
The only problem with Guardian Games for me,
I already got my.
That's what I did, and I got mine on the 2nd day.
I don't have it. I still don't have it.
I got my hoverboard. I'm playing trials and getting diamond medallions and farming summoners.
You can do that, but it's the path of least resistance, and this is what a lot of the community is doing. A lot of people are like, I'm not gonna sit here and grind out a bajillion, like 3 million fucking medals just to turn this shit in. Like, sure, you can. If you want to do it passively, you don't care. Sure. But I could get that 3 million just by turning in the class thing.
I just wish there was something for Guardian Games to make me feel more like engaged. I think I like Cage's idea about making.
You said that before, but like, give me another. Like,
I can give you an idea. Okay, I like Cage's idea. I think on the part of what he said, I think instead of having every reset, you have a chance to change teams. I think you should be set in stone on 1 team. This is who you have to play for. This is your class. This is who you rep. Because I feel if you're able to switch, no one's gonna feel that connected to that tree, that subclass, that the Hunter, Titan, Warlock. I think and this is more of a PvE. Like, I think if they made like, okay, let's say, I think if they made like a competitive Nightfall like race between Hunters and Titans, like which class can get this the quickest, not the highest score, but the quickest clear, and you get like double medallions if you face off one team. So I mean, obviously I'm not a game developer, so I don't know how they would do this, but if they had, it would have a queue time, kind of like Trials, 3 and 3. Obviously you can't see what they're doing. And then it'd be a team of Warlocks against a team of Hunters, and whoever completes that first gets double medallions, and that would be like the way. Or maybe have a subclass like
kind of like
where you had to 3-stack Hunters in Trials, or Gambit, like whichever subclass could finish that activity the fastest. If you want to earn medallions for your team, you know what I'm saying? You beat the Hunters or you beat the Titans, whatever class you're on. And I feel like doing things like that, where it makes it feel like a rivalry, would make me more engaged.
Okay, and see this. I just saw Jess 88's response, and I agree 100%. You don't want the quickest clear. Destiny speedrunners will destroy it. Okay, and that's
why the highest score thing is what's been potentially the best thing.
I'm gonna tell you how we fix this shit. I'm gonna tell you how we fix it. I know we fix it. I know we do it. We take
You mean Bungie fix their game to where there's no out of bounds and freaking you destroy freaking shatter skating, well skating, and all that other freaking movement glitching crap? Look,
the thing,
and I know every Warlock, every Hunter's about to come for my ass for saying that.
I've been saying it for over 2 years that I need to get rid of well skating, but no one will listen to me. But like that's what I've been saying it.
Yes, y'all have skill being able to pull it off and being able to use it in order to do this fancy stuff that you're doing. But let's be 100% real.
Let's be real. Let's be honest.
You're doing an animation cancel, and it's an artificial skill.
Exactly.
The only reason why Bungie hasn't fixed it is because I guarantee you it's so low on the priority list that they just let it be.
Well, not only that, they don't want the bad press. They don't want the bad press.
Well, yeah, it's exactly what Panda said. It would be bad press.
Hold on. But the moment it becomes a problem, just like the freaking shotgun reload animation bullshit a couple years back,
and
they fix the shatter skating and the well skating, is the moment y'all are gonna freaking turn on Bungie just the same way.
Oh, like rabid dog.
Oh yeah, no, I've been saying it. I've been saying it for the longest time that like they need to get rid of it, because the fact is it impedes people from being. It impedes Bungie from having the freedom to do what they need. Granted, it's not lazy, but I remember when Spire the Watcher came out. There was literally like a way to drop through the map and to skip first encounter within like 10 minutes because some dumbass shatter skated off the top of the mountain and found a chunk of the mountain they could fall through. And people were saying, Bungie didn't think of this, they didn't patch it, and it's like, no, they just didn't think you dumbasses were gonna go up there because it literally is the top of a mountain.
Well, here's my contradicting argument to this. And this is just, I don't even know how to do shatter skate or any of those. I find it cool. I can't do it. Or I haven't attempted. But I feel like these type of things make Destiny what it is. Okay, and I know it's gonna be a problem like with a lot of things that was just said, but I feel like these little moments, like this new cheese becomes an era, right? These are like moments and times where people remember this part of the game and what's attached them to this game, right? So it's a big enough problem. Does it ruin your playtime? Does it ruin what does it affect you personally?
Well, here's my issue with that, because I've seen people say that before, and my biggest thing about that is this issue with the game is a part of what Destiny is. It's become part of its identity. Just because some shit like Bungie hasn't fixed Cali farming, or Bungie hasn't fixed Riven farming, or Bungie hasn't fixed this oob in Deepstone, or vice versa, it doesn't make it a part of the identity of the game. It literally, it's a situation of, it's like Agent said, it's low priority. It's like that doesn't mean
my argument isn't is it a Bungie problem? No, I'm sure it's on the bottom list of what they care about. I'm saying, for the player themselves, it becomes a memory within their game and keeps them attached to the game. Is more my argument than does Bungie really care about this? Right. It's a part of the skill of the game, right? I'm not saying it can be it's definitely abuse. I agree with you. Is it abuse? Yes. Does it make hard for Bungie to make things like I just want it a possibility, like the speedrunning thing? Because yeah, you're right. There's classes on Warlocks and Hunters who are just going to speedrun it and make it impossible for the average player to compete.
Well, like
here's how you fix this problem.
Okay,
you do what Cajun said. Cajun had a wonderful idea. I ain't gonna hold you, Cajun. That was masterful. Like, look, I need to put you in the dev team right now.
All right,
but
let's go.
The next step to that is stop making rewards competitive. Like, I know that is a hot take. Hear me out. Because right now, you're not seeing people play Guardian games for the right of which class is the best. Everybody's playing for this hoverboard right now. In the class game,
they're not playing for the class, the rewards. What's the looter shooter? Everyone's going for rewards.
Okay,
it's always going to be for the rewards.
Because of that, it's ruined Guardian games. It's ruined the whole thing.
So okay, Cajun, go ahead. I saw say that. Go ahead.
So I see where you're coming from, but that's the purpose of something like Guardian games. It's that class versus class competitiveness.
It is, but
this is where I said Bungie needs to do a better job, and I gave them the fucking blueprint for it. It's like, hey, do it this way. You're gonna even the odds, and I'm gonna say this, Bungie, with my whole ass fucking chest. At the start of the Guardian games, do not tell the community that you are weighting any particular class higher than the other. You fucked up.
Weighting classes too.
You fucked up when you said that you nerfed Hunter weighting. You just screwed the pooch, and you basically rigged the fucking game. Okay, at that point, 100%. As a Hunter player, I don't care.
We're done. We're done. Look, you can even look at the stats.
I got my loot. I don't have a reason to stick around for the Guardian games.
So here's the issue.
Whereas when I feel
that there's on the floor.
No, because I agree with what Cajun's saying. But here's the hot button issue. Bungie didn't just put like a hot ass weapon, like a super banging ass weapon or a super cool cosmetic into the game that you can only get like a memento. Like they put the new memento, cool, people went hard for the memento, that's fine. Like that's how Halloween and Christmas went. They didn't just do that. They put a new movement tool, like a new vehicle that once Guardian Games is over in a week or two, there will be no other way to get this vehicle unless you buy it from Eververse. That's the problem.
We'll spend it $35.
And then you got
like that's the big issue here. Like because I bet you any amount of money, even if they would have put like even if they would have put like every Black Armory weapon into Guardian games this year with some red, white, and blue colors on it, you would have you would have seen like you would see less of a turnout than what's going on right now. You have everybody seeing Sonic Riders 3 in Destiny 2 right now and going, oh my god, I need to get me a hoverboard. Because
not even are they seeing that. They're looking at the skips that people are doing in Prophecy right now, where you can just skip Rainbow Road.
It's so much fun. It
is so much
fun. They're seeing that. Like there's only 9 days left until literally you can only get one other skimmer from the Eververse store. And Bungie knew what they were doing because it made people go hot for this. Even I bet you they could literally put like they could have shoved the hottest fucking weapon into Guardian games this year. They could have brought back Midnight Coup, all that shit. They could have put every fucking hot thing we've asked for in Guardian games this year. Yeah. And I bet you we'd have less of a turnout because they have this baked into the identity of the thing where they said, hey, if you want this new vehicle, you have to do the event via the quest. And you have to do it this way. Otherwise, you wouldn't see half the turnout. I will die on that hill.
It's 100%. Like a good reward, bad execution.
Exactly.
Great reward, bad execution.
And the problem for me,
but they knew what they were doing. It's like you said. They knew exactly what they were doing when they released it.
You see, but my grievance is that it's not that like the hoverboard is just so good, and I feel like players are supposed to have to work for it. Like, they're not supposed to have to work for it. I feel like now we've gotten to a point where the communities said collectively, fuck Guardian games. We don't even care anymore. We just want the fucking skimmer. Where you seen hunters at like 80% of the way through.
Yeah.
Now, like, I just looked at it a while ago, and like, we aren't even a third of the way.
I mean, I agree with you because I was in the Supremacy Guardian Games matchmaking. No one's like, it takes 3 minutes.
You know, like matchmaking is horrendous for Supremacy right now. It's horrendous.
If that's how it is,
also take you into 3 different pools. It's pulling you off of your
very true
character connection base, and what was the last one? So
class based, like connection based, skill based, and class based. It's trying to do
right, exactly. That's an impossible.
And to what Chris said in chat of why is it bad execution? I say it's bad execution solely because of the fact that like FOMO is a bitch. And also Bungie has made the accessibility of it so hard for people without explaining how to do it. Literally, Aztecross had to make a whole video explaining how to get the daily like gift box thing. Like that's what the fact that Bungie didn't actually explain what was up and how to go about these challenges. Like, people still don't understand how to do the whole, hey, yo, they're like every 4 hours, you have to do that. Wait, you are the biggest person talking about people need to play together. I agree people need to play the game and actually, like, do shit. FOMO is a bitch. If you want it, go get it. But here's the thing. This is the ultimate version of FOMO where it's either in 9 days it's gonna be either you didn't play this shit or you gotta go pay $30. It's not like there's a white or a green that you could pull from collections to get some shit, like a basic version. Because I bet you $100, this was a real, like I said it last week too, and I said it in a TikTok, that you know damn sure that this was supposed to be a drop for Final Shape, and there was gonna be a standard skimmer, but they were like, nah. Let's give them a little cherry on top for Guardian games. And now there won't be a standard skimmer until 2-3 months down the road. You only have these 2 exotic skimmers to be sitting on motherfuckers' plates. This is a different kind of FOMO where Bungie has manipulated their own mistake of, hey, we were gonna put this out this month when we release Final Shape, but now it's a situation of,
we
Final
got
Shape
this.
ain't coming for a little bit, so we're gonna make you sweat a little bit for this if you want it. Like, you want to be Sonic Riders in this bitch, but man,
what was your first thought when you saw it though? When you saw the trailer for it, what was your first thoughts? I was like, Skate
Sonic
3
Riders.
and Destiny.
Sonic Riders. Literally, just Sonic
I was thinking SSX Tricky.
I was like, I'm still sitting here trying to learn tricks.
I'm about to age myself.
Marty McFly.
Thank you.
Jet Set Radio.
No, Marty McFly. I was like, I'm about to go back to the future, bitch.
There's the power of
I mean, when I saw that, it gave me hope because I was like, this is not what I expected.
Huey Lewis, big time.
All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and rotate from this. Let's talk about what Bungie kind of threw at us with the TWID. Because Bungie kind of smacked us upside the head with some TWID knowledge of, hey, we have a new update for you coming on April 9th called Into the Light. And
I wouldn't say they smacked it in front of us. They finally said, hey, we're finally going to come out and talk about this.
Confirm it, because they did mention it.
Yeah, they did. They knew it was coming, but they kind of waved a new poster in front of us, like, "Hey guys, here's a little bait.
So here's some sauce. Here's a little spice."
And there's a lot. There's a lot on that image.
So the primary function of what we know is not only that on May 2nd, on April 9th, like this comes out, but even Tuesday, we're gonna have our first preview of it. On March 19th, we're gonna have our first preview of it at 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Pacific. They're gonna have our first preview of it, and then on March 26th, we're getting another preview live stream. But then April 2nd is when and we're gonna have one more, and then once April 9th hits, it's going live. And
so is it 3 or 2? I thought it was just 2.
It's three live streams. We're having one on the 19th, one on 26th, and one on April 2nd. Talking about all the changes. So next week we're gonna have more shit to talk about, which is gonna be fun as hell. But on April 9th, we're getting a new content drop. They said we're getting new content. New. Which that begs the question.
No.
Bungie.
Right.
If I look at this image right here, I see 3 weapons that are unobtainable in the game right now.
Right.
That a lot of motherfuckers would sweat their balls off for with new hot shit. I.e. Falling Guillotine. I.e. Midnight Coup. I.e. Blast Furnace.
Okay,
now Blast Furnace.
Now let's also break that down. Okay, because Blast Furnace, Black Armory. Okay.
Amazing.
Freaking Midnight Coup. If memory serves me right, that was Leviathan Raid.
Yep.
Freaking, I won't lie. When someone pointed that out to me, I was like.
And then Fallen Guillotine was Season of Arrival's activities.
The first time we got one of those. I forgot what the perk was. Whirlwind or something.
Yeah, Whirlwind. Well, no, it was Vortex Frame Sword.
Yeah, and took the meta over.
It did. Oh hell yeah, it did. Now,
that's why I'm so excited for Tuesday when we get a stick Vortex Frame, baby.
So we're gonna see some weapons, some oldie but goodies come back. Now, I have not been one to really give leaks like any sort.
Let's hear 'em.
But a couple weeks ago, some leaks were talked about.
Let's talk.
And they said that Black Armory weapons were coming back. So, considering that we're seeing the Blast Furnace, we're seeing credence to that Black Armory weapon. So, Hammerhead, anybody?
I'll tell you what.
I know a lot of people say, "Oh my God, another machine gun." Look,
they don't understand this one. This was
the one.
This was the motherfucking bitch.
Screw your freaking
commemoration,
corrective measures, or your this was the OG.
So this was the bitch.
Feeding Frenzy Rampage was the absolute GOAT roll on that sucker.
Can you imagine Reconstruction target lock on a Hammerhead, my guy?
Oh my God.
It'd be over.
I feel like this group, I'm usually not a fan of bringing back old weapons because I've always been a fan of new, but I feel like in this situation, this is that Reprise done well.
Yeah.
Because this is the only chance everyone loved it.
Give us Black Armory.
And this is when I got serious about the game. So all these weapons coming back are very important to me because it's remembering my Destiny journey from the beginning. Because I remember being under light going into the first forge and getting stomped.
Well, and what's so funny to me, I remember previous guest we had on the show, Wormkeeper, he made a video of about a week or two ago, and everybody went around the community real quick, where he talked about y'all don't remember Black Armory as good as you used to. Black Armory wasn't as great as you said it was, and I'm like, nah, that Black Armory.
I stand on that. I stand on it. It wasn't
Black Armory.
I think Black Armory was cool because there was mystery behind it. Because that's where you got Jotun, you got Lamar, and you could only get those weapons doing that forgery.
It was
the thing about what I say this, and I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna be honest about it.
Iganagi's Burden.
You don't remember Black Armory for Black Armory?
No, you don't remember for the moment.
Black Armory for the first time we ever had a season.
Oh yeah,
it was the very first season, and it was the very first time we had seasonal content after years after coming off of fucking Curse of Osiris.
Right? Exactly. Yeah. It's coming. That's when the game started feeling completely new.
That's just the trauma bond.
You loved everything at that period.
Trauma bond.
There was good things.
Trauma bond.
Okay,
there was
y'all
enough
remember
good there.
Having to go farm.
So I'm also gonna say it was also the first time that we understood, at least back then, what seasons were gonna entail, and that was the fact that seasons were limited to the season, not like what we see now.
Yeah,
you can come later in the year and go back and do the seasonal content from the previous seasons in that year. Whereas
you
Black
can find
Armory,
a group.
no, Black Armory, once Black Armory was done,
It was done.
Like they left the forges in,
yeah,
but they got rid of the seasonal content. That was the thing. They like up until Beyond Light, you still had the forges because they let you have the weapons, but they didn't let you have anything else.
It stayed. Like the seasonal content was there all year round. It was never sunset. It never left the game.
Mm-hmm.
I think we should go back to that. I ain't gonna hold you.
I think that year of content in general was completely different.
Yeah,
right?
It was
Bungie had help at that time.
Well, okay, here's my hot take that no one wants to hear. I think Dares of Eternity is a great way to keep re-letting things from old seasons come back into rotation. But
I agree.
Here's the thing about it. There needs to be a focusing method for it.
Oh yeah.
Whoa, hold up. What the fuck? I'm getting that stupid your live will end shit from TikTok. Hold up, that was.
TikTok be doing this stupid shit.
I hate that, but anyway, no.
Honestly,
they need a better way to focus. They need a better way to focus the stuff at Dares of Eternity because the whole Sweat Sickle video where he regrinded his grenade launcher was funny and all, but that was ridiculous. That was absurd.
That's the one thing that keeps me from going in there.
Exactly. Like I keep seeing them rotate the splicer weapons back in, but I want that grenade launcher. But God, that grind.
Are you gonna do 30 runs? Are you gonna do 30 runs to get it?
And especially when the loot pools are so expansive. What if they did say, "Hey yo, Season of the Dawn weapons are back"? Hey yo, once the season rotates out, we'll put the Undying weapons over here. We'll put haunted weapons over here. Well, haunted weapons are already in the exotic rotator, but like other stuff that we don't have in game right now. Like if they brought Season of the Dawn weapons back and put them over there, bro, you would never see me. Like it'd be like Donkey Kong. I would do everything in my power to have Saint Shotgun again. Like
Perfect Paradox.
Yeah, Perfect Paradox back in my hand. You would never see me.
I would love the Dust Rock Blues back.
Like they gave you ways to do that content, but the thing about it is, I think Bungie has a really good tool. Like, and I said it before as a joke. Like, if you want another Dares of Eternity way to give people evolving content, but a way to get old loot, bring back the Infinite Forest. Make it a randomly generated system. How it was before, leave Mercury there, but only as like a Dares of Eternity type destination where you go in, you play like a dungeon-esque experience, and then it regenerates. It has new hallways, new this, new that, new pathways, different enemies each week, yada yada, and it's expansive. But it makes people want to go back to it. It doesn't get stale. Like I keep saying, the biggest meme of Destiny 2 right now is the fact that you can go fight a weaker Crota in Dares and then go fight Big Boy Crota in his own raid. Like that's why for the longest time I even said we were never going to get Crota back in D2 as a raid was because he's in Dares. And yet for some reason Bungie was like, nah, motherfucker, and I'm like,
we want to redo Crota. We need the whole osmium cord in the game, don't you know? Because his auntie, Diva's trying to get down on his auntie, so we gotta make sure he gotta fight the whole family.
Well, and that's something we need to talk about with this picture. I see a lot of hive on this screen. So does that mean Auntie Zivu's finally about to pull up?
It would do that. I don't know.
She might be a part of it, but background character as she has always been.
You at least gonna hear Kimberly Brooks doing some voice lines or something like.
They do have a voice actor for her. So
we have Kimberly. So like, you at least gonna hear Kimberly in the background doing some fun shit.
So I honestly believe that this might be. I mean, considering we're also seeing the pyramid ships, so I'm going to assume that freaking not the Traveler, the Witness is backing up Zivu one last time in order to stop us from getting across, because I'm going to assume he is probably aware that Crow has gotten inside the Traveler and what we're trying to do. So now he's trying to stop us one last time, sending the final wave. Here comes the pyramid ships. They're right over the last city. Zivu Wrath, he found out what happened, and he knows that she lost her freaking mojo. So he's like, okay, I'm going to back you up one last time. This is all or nothing. So we're going to see Zivu Wrath. That's my feel on this. and she somehow got the majority of the hive to back her up, and they're going to swarm on us. Okay, so that's now the one thing I want to point out on this image, and Bungie, swear to God, swear to the Traveler, do not give me fucking hope here. That's the OG tower. That is the fucking OG tower. Bungie, do not fucking tease me with that.
We have been to the OG tower once. Outbreak Prime.
Oh yeah. I'm going to tell you right now, if they restore the fucking OG tower,
I can see it. I can see it.
I'd lose my shit because fuck that. Oh, it's 3 heads contact. No, not in Destiny 2. We never had the tower. We only ran through it when it was fucking destroyed. That was it.
I think a lot of people.
I think a lot of people are controversial. I'm gonna give a little pushback. I'm gonna give a little bit of pushback.
All right, Diva,
and that is this: I am not a fan of Bungie constantly selling me. They're trying to be Disney right now, and I love Disney. Don't get me wrong, but I'm so ready for a new experience because they keep giving me nostalgia. They've been leaning on nostalgia like a fucking cane in their fucking 70s, and I'm ready to just move the fuck on. I'm sorry.
Okay, but here's the thing though. Here's the thing though, Diva. You gotta remember, we're approaching the end of a 10-year saga here.
Yep.
We've been approaching the end for like hold on. Years now.
Let me cook. To the point that we're literally about to have weapons with Zavala and Ikora's bald head on them when Lightfall comes out. Not Lightfall, Final Shape. Like literally, if you look at the weapons from the showcase, they had a little Ace of Spades marker, a little club on them for Cade's playing cards, and then you had Zavala and Ikora's bald ass heads on weapons, and I'm like, wow, this is real specific here. Like Bungie has a right. Like I'm gonna give them I'm like from here until like Final Shape 2, like Final Shape to episode 1. I'm gonna give you from here to episode 1. You got nostalgia room, but there's only so much nostalgia you can give me. Like I'm like OG Tower, cool. Black Armory, cool. Leviathan, cool. Like there's a meter we can tick up here, but there's a quick way you can fuck this up. Tannic. Cool. Nope. We done fucked up. Like there's something you can fuck up this list real easily. Right. But if they keep it kosher, like there's one thing that I can see. Like hell, I'll keep it a buck. There's one thing that they could do, like 'cause we have a couple leaks about what the episodes are gonna be, but there's one thing that they could do that would blow my socks off for the future of Destiny, and they kind of hinted at it with Ghost of the Deep. But if Deborah Wilson just kind of walks up and just goes flick and brings Oryx back as a fucking guardian, I'm gonna go crazy. Hard. Like that means we go in war. And then hey, here's the triple. We kill Auntie Zivu during this little content drop because she's weaker because of Eris. Deborah Wilson walks up. Bam! That's 3 for 3, motherfucker. We got all the bitches lined up, ready to go to war, and that's the whole Guardian race. Like we have Hive Guardian Triad versus us, and that's how we stack up round 2. That's how we stack up the future of the franchise. We have the Light and Darkness saga. Now we have the Into the Light saga, where we are battling within ourselves. That would be iconic. Like, is that copium hardcore? Yes. But in reality,
I'm with both of you guys. There's nostalgia done well and done poorly. Right. I think as of right now, they're doing a good job. They're hitting sweet spots, and the hype. I feel the hype. I'm actually excited for the next Tuesday trailer to see what's coming. I haven't felt that way in a long time. So whatever Bungie's doing, they're doing it right. That nostalgia's playing.
That's what I'm afraid of.
Destiny 2 right now is actually in a. They've got people hyped.
Hell,
they're doing
that's
you even got me
Bungie
right now.
knows how to.
And then we're not even talking about we're not even on the leaks right now.
Ooh, the leaks are so juicy.
I mean,
we don't talk about leaks a lot. We don't talk about leaks a lot, but like,
we try to freaking avoid leaks because
of course, because it could be wrong.
Because you have to do that whole take this with a grain of fucking salt. Okay?
But like
exactly.
Bungie basically just confirmed the Black Armory to some extent now, where not only the leak and my baby being in a picture over here, that's 2 for 2. Like you like that's not even copium at that point. That's 2 for 2.
Reselling a Pinnacle certain PvP SMG ornament in
nah, it ain't gonna happen. Like that one right there.
I'm waiting on it.
Because here's the
so why they're reselling the ornament though?
No, because here's my one thing. Here's what I'm gonna say, and this can spin into our PvP conversation because Jolly's got some critiques that he wants to reference from last week. But here's my one issue. We just had this entire 4 to 6 month period where all we fucking heard was people hating on Titans because it's a pants. Y'all really, and then also Mercules just went on the Firing Line podcast and talked about the fact that people bitch so much about SMGs, but you hardly see SMGs on low skill level lobbies because they're hard to use. Like literally he said verbatim that on lower skill lobbies you hardly see SMGs because ARs are easier to use. And that's and that's from a dev. And B, they've had to nerf SMGs in one way or another 13 times in the past 8 months. That tells you right there that y'all motherfuckers don't want Recluse back. I'll be the motherfucker to say it. Y'all don't like as much as y'all
want it, we don't. But
as much as y'all bitch about overshields and motherfucking Titans having pants on, y'all don't want Recluse back. Because if you give me Recluse back, I'm running everybody's fade. And I don't want to hear one motherfucker bitch. If I hear anybody bitch about Titans and they pants, I'm gonna be ready to fight. Because I'm gonna play that clip of Shia LaBeouf in the Transformers 2 going, you wanted this, right? You wanted Recluse back, right? Then shut up!
Right. I think that
tell me I'm wrong.
You're not wrong. Destiny 2 community is a special breed of players. We are a special complaining breed of players. We are inconsistent with what we want. And truthfully, I don't think any of us really
what the fuck we want. No,
I don't know what you want because
we love certain moments.
Back, it's over. All I want to hear is Titans are busted.
We know what we want in the moment, but not the long.
And here's the thing with Destiny, though, and this is what we've seen, and I guess if this wants to lead into the PvP topic,
let's go.
Destiny, Bungie always tend to go overboard with any shift. Like, there's never a small. Hold on, I apologize, guys. Give me 1 second. I'll lead into this.
Oh shit.
So,
but go ahead.
Okay.
From the casual perspective, Keisha, go ahead.
So I'm going to say this. You're right. I think the community's ready to have Recluse come back. But you know what? I don't think the community's ready to come back. Everybody bitches about freaking shotguns. Everybody bitches about freaking fusion rifles. Okay? People bitched about fucking Fighting Lion. You know what people are really going to bitch about? When Mountaintop comes back. If Bungie ever pulled Mountaintop back out. First and foremost, I grinded my fucking ass for Mountaintop. Okay,
oh, yeah, I remember those days.
That and Recluse was fucking worth it. Bungie, if you do, I swear to God, you will hear whining like nobody's business.
Think about it.
And I will swear, I will be like, you bitches need to shut the fuck up. Because you weren't there.
You didn't experience it.
We trolled each other with that damn weapon, and it was fucking worth every second.
It was also a PvE meta, too. It wasn't just a good PvP weapon. There was moments where PvE.
It's still a good PvE weapon for low-level content, because motherfuckers use it for speedrunning.
Yeah, and like, here's the thing. You can still get it from collections, right? If you really still want to use it, you can still pull it. I apologize for the interruption. We have a baby at the house. I was just
if
it was important.
You're good.
So here's I talked to JP about this a lot. We gone back and forth about PvP discussions.
Here we go.
So I'm gonna start off. Like I said, everyone has an idea of what they want this game to be based off their playstyle. If we're talking about PvP setting, everyone has an ideal. They either want this Call of Duty type of game style, they want this chaos game style, they want this passive. It all boils down to what kind of player you are, right? And I think that's great. That's a great aspect about Destiny players. Bungie in general is that there's so much variety. With this change, although I thought I was going to absolutely hate Checkmate because I played Checkmate before it was released and became the full game, and I hated it. And I hated it mainly because of what builds I saw people using. It was okay, so we stepped away from one cheese to find a whole different cheese, and I called it. I said players are never going to wait for that special meter to build up. They're just going to find the next fastest kill time option, and they're going to run that instead. Now, and I knew that would happen. And I've got opinions all around, different. I play tested it in comp. I went to comp because I wanted another rose. My time to explode wasn't good anymore. My EP wasn't good anymore because now you have to 5-tap with it instead of a cool 3-tap, 4-tap. So I went to comp, and immediately I saw a completely shift in gameplay style. It was less about, I guess, that chaotic game style, and people sitting as far as they could at the back of the map with a pulse rifle and laning. No one moved. There was 4 minutes into a match, and no one made a single move. It was peek, shoot, peek, shoot, peek, shoot. There was never you couldn't go by yourself because now you can't be on one arm. You can't go out and make plays because, like Panda said, you have to be. I apologize, JP.
No, yeah.
You had to be more conservative with your special, which I think is okay. I don't think specials need to run the meta, but they do have a place in the Destiny 2 meta. But now, instead of going for these snipe shots that you might miss because you have 2 special in the bag, you have to play very slow, and you have to line up that shot perfect, and it's debatable. Before, if you got into with this standstill in the meta in a game where no one was pushing, sometimes it was that snipe shot that made people push. But now you can't do that because now you have to reserve. You don't want to make a peak anymore because you only got 2 shots.
So I got something spicy for you, buddy. I remember about a year ago when
they bring back the revoker.
When we first made the new comp system.
Mm-hmm.
And motherfuckers threw a bitch fit about, Titans were sitting behind Titans rampants and laning. I hate the word laning so much because it doesn't make any sense to me. Because you lane with a sniper. You sit down main lane with a sniper and hard scope until you get your pick. So what's the difference between looking down a lane with a pulse and then a scout rifle? You're still gonna shoot somebody. It just means they're gonna dip behind corners and yada yada to find their fucking shot. But here's the thing that no one wants to fucking talk about. But there was something cool guy said a couple years, like about a year ago, that really stuck with me, that really bothered me. Where he said PvP is in a good place if hand cannons are in a good place in the game. I vehemently disagree with that statement because the only thing when I hear that statement, that tells me all you want is hand cannons to be the only thing that are dominant in the game. For the past 3 years that I've been playing and getting better at PvP, all I've seen is hand cannon after hand cannon come in and be a pain in the ass. Whether it be Igneous, whether it be Palindrome, whether it be Fatebringer when it came back, whether it be Rose when it came back. You keep seeing these hand cannons that are so busted that nothing can compete against them. But then recently, you saw SMGs pull up, like randomly right when it got removed from the loot pool, multi-mock started to be a threat. Then Diorus started to be a threat. Then a crucible weapon like an Tempest started to be a threat. Then Immortal came out and everyone started busting nut over it. Like you saw SMG starting to rise up, and all you started to hear from the PvP community is, I can't use my hand cannon, and it bothered the fuck out of me. Then now you're seeing even more auto rifles coming out. And now granted, I will say this weekend, when it being a small map like Cauldron, auto rifles are excessive as shit, and you can't even pick a lane. That's excessive.
And let me just add real quick. I apologize. Let me just add on something though. Well, I'm a hand cannon user. Tell me if you want. I love hand cannons. I ran with JP, and I was using the hand cannon the whole time. Okay, I think hand cannons feel better after this patch, because like you said, you got to earn them now. You got to earn them 3 times, and when you do, I put sweaty confetti, so I make sure I hear that kill. I love that. What I don't like, because like you said, on small map, autos are good, but that's partially true. But even on a big map, if you can just hold a lane and spray, I can never peek it. And if they're strong point, and let's just say they have overshield or they have a rift, and let's say you're a hunter. The thing is, now these matches are so situational. There's not this hero moment, because you can't really engage 3 people with a hand cannon. You can't even duo engage with a high level comp.
You said that yesterday. You said that yesterday while we were hanging out, and that stuck with me, because I don't even consider that a hero moment. What I consider that is, it's you being too ballsy for your own good. It's you thinking that you're too big for your britches. What I mean by that is specifically is like what I mean specifically by that is, this game has too many, and we talked about before the show started, where there's too many motherfuckers trying to make big names for themselves. There's too many people trying to be these PvP legends in the community, rather than this game being a 3v3 shooter that is supposed to be like, if you want a 1v1 experience, go play Rumble. Get the fuck out of my face. Like that's what that's for. If you want a 1v1 experience, pull your buddy into a private lobby and square up. But if you want a 3v3 competitive team-based situation, you need to be ready to be team shot. You need to be ready for those certain situations. And motherfuckers don't want that. People want to be able to pull up with a hand cannon and a shotgun, pull up, go pop, 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 and have no opposition. That's a problem.
See, that's not for me. See, on my end, it's not about having a challenge. It's about having a fair chance. And so I'm going to tackle the hero moment aspect, right?
Okay.
We're gamers, right? We all love that situation where, man, my teammates are dead. I just pulled off a 1v3. We just went flawless. Or I just won that comp game because I carry the team on my back. Those are moments that get us hyped, get your homies hyped. Like, dang, JP just pulled off a crazy play. I thought that when we were playing, JP got a 3-piece. I was down, homie was down. Like, those moments are what make someone want to keep playing this game. But when you take away special, where I feel like it has I don't think they need to change special. I think they need, if they did things like increase per kill, they increase the percentage that you would get special, or do it like D2 where you start off, or D1 where you start off with more special. I think that would help. I think that would also help in comp. I agree with you. I agree with you. 3v3s, you have to be expected to team shot. But team shotting and sitting behind a shield at the back of the map with a scout or a pulse is a scummy way to win.
Okay,
that's not playing.
And a hunter running up in my face before I can even fight it. A hunter jumping over me and killing me with a shotgun before I can even think is a scummy situation as well.
That's the debate. Which one takes more skill? Which is a skill curve?
Exactly. All right, KJ, you got some hot takes from the casual perspective. Hit me.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to say when it comes to freaking. Okay, so you're saying that they're at the back of the map. Okay.
Yeah.
So when you're playing something like a 3v3, so let's say trials. Depending upon the game mode, eventually you're going to hit overtime. So if they're crutching in the back of the map, they're putting themselves at a disadvantage. Okay,
depends on the lane.
Right, depends upon the lane. Now, at the same time, most of the maps, you've got ways of going around that lane.
Yeah,
circumventing that lane.
Look at Midtown. Midtown has a bunch of holes where you can slide through.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So I'm gonna say this. Yes, you're gonna have those people that are gonna crutch back end of freaking lanes, try to narrow your approach as much as possible. But when they sit there and hold themselves up like that, that's when literally you say, okay, bet. I'll wait your ass out. When the fucking point comes up, okay, let's see if you're going to come up.
Right.
Call their bluff. You play fucking chicken. And I guarantee you, if you know exactly which way they're going to come from, set up a distraction. Set up someone to say, hey, hit them from the side, make them flinch.
Right. That's what I do. Right. People are on my streams all the time. Like, why are you running by yourself? I'm being the distraction.
Against you, and again, I don't mean it works sometimes.
You got to keep switching it up because trust me, the teams that sit there and lean heavily on the whole freaking I'm gonna pop from the back.
Right.
The same thing like playing against a freaking sniper. What do? You got to get in their face. You got to be quick. Right. You got to be fast. You got to come at them.
Right. And I agree with you. I'm still letting the changes come in because I used to be a hand cannon sniper. I used Cloud Strike not because of the double pick potential, but because the lightning strike that would come out. So I never crutched on it because it was, it get the possibility of double kill. I used it because I like the lightning strike. I think you have it depends on the type of players you're playing against. If it's high-end PvP, and funny enough, high-end PvP players are the ones to crutch. They definitely are. They are the ones to use the most scummiest way to get the win. I think for me, those play styles used to be less.
If you're not exploiting the system, you're not trying.
They want to pass
everything at your disposal. You are not trying.
I think the only changes on my end argument with it, I feel like I'm okay with it. I think I still need to learn, and it's like JP said, Hankin. Like I got my last flawless card on a forerunner and a sidearm, so I've already started switching up a little bit.
Well, and what's funny is
I can't remember who I was saying this to earlier this week, but every game for a long time now, when it comes to any game, any PvP game. There's always going to be a meta. There's always going to be people going to find weapons or play styles that are going to be like, this is a top tier tactic. The people that are truly skilled are the ones that are going to be able to take whatever, that are going to be able to circumvent that. They're going to know the play style, know the freaking tactic in order to circumvent it, and even use weapons that are non-meta to pull it off. Those are the ones that are going to be truly skilled, and those are going to be the ones you want to keep an eye on.
Now, not the people, I want to add a caveat to that.
Not the people that crutch metas.
I want to add a caveat to that. I want to add a caveat to that. There's an asterisk to that. And this goes back to something I made a TikTok about this earlier today, and it kind of irritated me that someone wanted to give me flack for it. There is a difference between using a non-meta outlier and showing up to the party with no build. I.e., yesterday while I was playing Trials, my partner Alchemy was using Cerberus +1 and was balling out with it.
Oh, going crazy.
Like there's certain where like fucking no one knew about how good Heliocentric was until Quad King told him that it was so fucking good, and then you saw everyone running fucking law sectors to get it, and then you saw Quad like say something that Grenadier Jake said something and vice versa. Like Quad King was the first person to say Heliocentric sidearm was the best thing since sliced bread, and now you see it up on the top 10 list on Trials right now. Like there's certain weapons that can be the GOAT. That's how you see metas evolve, as people experimenting. But I want to add a caveat. That does not mean show up to Trials or show up to Comp with the randomest shit on God's green earth. I.e., the person I saw in fucking Trials earlier with Saint 14 helm on and a blue auto rifle. Like, there's certain things you just don't do. You didn't come here to play. You came here to look like a dummy. I made a video from a fucking like a CapCut template earlier where I was like me calling people who don't show up to Trials with a build or a decent weapon. I said decent weapon. I didn't say meta weapon. I didn't say, hey yo, you gotta be the most cracked person in the game. I said you at least gotta dress up for the funeral. You got like if you're gonna come into trials and get your butt kicked,
you didn't even show up with shoes.
You didn't even show up with some dress shoes on. You showed up with flip flops on, homie.
Right.
Like you came in here looking whack.
I do like all the different builds I'm starting to see, like Gemini gestures. I see some dude running a Glade with the ACD feedback.
You love the Geminis.
I love experimentation. It's nice.
Yeah, it's good. It's good for the game. That's why I said my take on it right now is not concrete. Because I'm hurting. I'm hurting a little bit because my hand cannon is not dominant, and so that when I said it is a little biased. I'm hurting right now. I'm going through the motion.
And it's like I'm down with people experimenting. I'm down to see what's up. But when I see people showing up to trials with non-masterworked armor on, like armor on, with no exotic armor on, with heavy ammo scout on, I'm like, yo. You like I don't know who told you this was a good idea for you to show up today, but you didn't even come dressed for work, and I'm worried about you.
They are not your friends.
Like you need to go home. It's like that one freaking Geico commercial recently where dude was walking around with no pants at the office. Like people need to make sure you dress it right when you show up. Just because Geico made sure your insurance easier doesn't mean you don't show up to work with no pants, brother. Like you got to make sure you looking correct. So I think while we're in an era of experimentation, people need to make sure you're showing up looking decent to the job, is what I'm saying.
Well, and on that note, I like that I'm starting to see the PvP strike team that they assembled. They're working every week. Every week they're starting to work because this week in Supremacy at Reset, there were special emerald boxes in Supremacy. So at least on that note, it shows me because I used to think Bungie just forgot about PvP. It was like the stepchild of the game. But to see that the strike team, that's definitely Gambit now. But to see them actively
y'all got your strike team from.
He had that grump on his face. He was like, "Yep."
You got the Gambit team.
Gambit could be good. Gambit could be fun.
There's no point in fixing Gambit at this point.
I'm gonna make a TikTok about my conspiracy theory.
To just leave that alone and let it be because arguably nobody's fighting about it. They're not ready to kill the devs on it.
People forgot about it.
Exactly. Honestly, it's dead. We all know it's dead. Gambit's done.
I like to see that the PvP strike team is putting in work. That I'm happy with. Experimental builds are fun. We'll just see how it goes into final shape.
All right.
Let's get this money. That's all I gotta say about it. I'm happy to not have to
I can still go
the Stompies no more.
I go a couple times every week. So.
Stompy nerf every other fucking day. I gotta hear PK nerf every other day.
Man, I'm gonna say it now. If I hear that's where my final statement of the day is gonna be. If I hear if Recluse comes back in 3 weeks and I hear anybody bitch about PK Titans, I'm gonna be going off. You will see so many videos. Like I'm literally gonna make that be a fucking stream deck. Like a fucking thing where if I'm using Recluse in stream, I'm gonna have Shia LaBeouf pop up in a green screen vid going, "You wanted this, right?" If anyone comes in and say, "Oh, but you're just crushing on PK Titan," click. You wanted this, right? You wanted Recluse back, right? That's all I'm gonna say. Like I legitimately, that's all I'm gonna say. So that's what I leave. That's what I leave the people with. If y'all want Recluse back so much, I don't want to hear shit.
Y'all complain. You'll still hear it. I
don't want to hear shit.
I'm just gonna call for another PK nerf.
Do you think they would? If they do bring it back, is it coming back with Master of Arms?
Oh, of course. They're gonna do it. They're gonna do it right.
I don't know. Master of Arms might be a bit much.
Or what they'll do is they'll pull what they did with Onslaught, where they make it a lesser perk. They'll pull an Onslaught where it still can cook, but it ain't gonna cook like you thought it could on Breakneck. But that's what I believe. But Jolly, you're the guest. How do you want to leave the people for this episode? What's your closing statement for this episode?
My closing statement. Don't put me on the spot a little bit, but
that's how it always goes.
I would say closing argument on this situation. If you play PvP, again, try to experiment. This meta is going to eat you alive if you're holding on to what worked for a while. I know it's doing it to me, or just, work harder. Sometimes you just got to work harder and perfect your build. But feel free to experiment. Destiny 2 is a game full of variety, and meta shifts are everlasting. You play the game long enough, you're going to figure that out. What worked last season is not going to work this season. So I'll see you guys in trials. Yeah.
All right, Cajun, how do you want to leave the people before Tuesday? How do you want to leave them?
Bungie, I mean, you got to rework your events a little bit better, and to be honest, you gotta have a system in place. I gave you the blueprint on how you should go about freaking Guardian games, and I think that's gonna reawaken an actual true competitive class versus class. I can't say much on Supremacy because I still haven't had a chance to go into PvP yet. I mean, I wish I could say I had the time in order to dedicate to freaking do it. Just
you want to come play Trials tonight?
Yeah, I'll play it with you. We can run it.
Oh dear God! Y'all are gonna fucking witness.
Hey, y'all are gonna witness the most ass.
Y'all are gonna witness the most ass gameplay for me.
How about we might just take you into like some control and get you back into shape first. Right. How about that? All right, Diva, my precious Diva. How do you want to lead the people before we see some new stuff on Tuesday?
Am I precious? Oh, precious. I'm gonna lead the people with one word. No, you know what? No, make it 3 words.
What 3 words?
Make it 3 words. Stop holding me hostage, Bungie. Let me have some fucking fun in this game.
I don't know, man. Them Gemini gestures were looking kind of weird, man.
That's what I'm leaving y'all with. Stop nerfing Hunter. Stop it, Bungie. Stop it. Let us have fun. We deserve to shoot shit and have space magic too. Let me go, please. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that the PvP stompies did just ruin your night as a dev player.
I feel like you need to asterisk that. Stop holding me hostage in PvE.
I'm pulling out Gemini gestures right now.
Like that's what
Gemini
you need to do.
Gestures all 2024, baby. That's what I'm saying.
I want to see you in trials tonight. I want to see you in trials tonight. I want to see you in trials tonight. Then if you're gonna say that shit, I want to see you in trials tonight, Diva. How about that?
I don't know about tonight. Maybe tomorrow.
All right, tomorrow. Well, all right, bet. I will see you in trials tomorrow then. All right. Well, folks, don't forget, folks, you can listen to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, all those great places. Check out the merch store. Check us out wherever you see us. We'll be back next Saturday at normal time next Saturday because we might have another guest. I don't know, but at the very least, we'll be talking about what we see on Tuesday. So get ready for it. We will catch y'all Starside. Peace out.
Peace out.
Later.